oftentimes people will hinder themselves from being used by God because of their inability to accept that God uses imperfect people. God is not looking for perfect people, he's looking for people to perfect. So we have this thing where we say, God, I'm not worthy, you can't use me. You know what I've discovered? That's really just an excuse because you want to walk in disobedience. Because God never said you had to be perfect. We just read it. Isaiah said, I'm sinful. God says, who can I send? He raises his hand with his filthy lips. And he's around people that ain't the best. And he says, God, you can use me. And the Lord says, okay, I'll use you. So he says yes to God. And he's imperfect. And this is important. Why are you arguing with God about him choosing you? God, I'm not worthy. Do you know that God knew you weren't worthy when he called you? He's not confused about your issue. He called you while you were in it. So he's very much aware that you cuss too much. He's very much aware that you have a drinking problem. He's very much aware that you're a womanizer. He's very much aware that you love the men's. He's very much aware of your struggle and your issue. Here's what he's saying. If you let me use you, I can pull you out of it. The reason why you stuck in it, oh, Jesus, is because you won't allow me to occupy your time with an assignment. Isn't it interesting that when God tells you to do something, you say, God, you can't use me. But if you walked outside right now, be honest with me, you come outside, you go outside, you walk down the street, you look down the street, and a young 12-year-old kid is walking. While this 12-year-old kid is walking, some crazy person comes and hits that 12-year-old kid with a car. Turns their car around and drives off, and the kid is in the middle of the street crying, somebody please help me. Would you say to yourself, I would help them, but I'm not perfect? No, you know what? Your humanity would kick in. And you would say, even though I am not a fireman, a police officer, a physician, EMT, I'm none of that stuff, but I'm available, and I'm the only person here. So you would rush over to that baby and start trying to help them. Watch this, even though you're not qualified. Let me take a nap. Y'all got to hear what I just said. You would not sit there arguing with God. Lord, you can't use me. I just had sex with the wrong person. The only thing on your mind would be, how can I help this child survive? You would immediately make yourself available to help somebody without thinking about yourself. So why do you think about yourself when God needs your help? You know how selfish it is for you to tell God, I will let you use me, but no, God said, what are you giving me buts for? But what? Don't you understand the reason why I can use you is because of the sacrifice of Jesus Christ on the cross? It's not about your perfection. This is about you being available. Isaiah, will you do it? Yes.